I'd like to welcome all the people on Zoom. Hi there, glad you could make it. I'm Ann Hopkinson, host for the night. It's my pleasure to introduce our two feature poets. They are sisters, Tania Carter and Columpa Bobb. I'll start by introducing Tania. Tania Carter is from her Tsleil-Wuatuth and Nlaka'pumax families. She holds a master's degree in theater, in which she studied with her late great-uncle Leonard George and cousin Charlene Aleck. She completed a book of poetry in collaboration with her family, Maracle and Columpa Bobb, called Hope Matters. She has published short stories and other poems. She has one beautiful and wise daughter, Lucky. She deeply values the knowledge of potlatch given to her by her mother's hard work and profound love. Tania also cherishes the Ojibwe education and the people of Ontario, where she lived for 25 years. Recently, with the support of her sister Columpa and other special people, she has worked in the arts with her sister and daughter in partnership with Massey Theatre. The physical activation of oral transmission educates her every time she works with her family, as she remembers her mother and all the generations of knowledge that was poured into her. Maracle brought her knowledge and expertise forward to her children, grandchildren, and thousands of others, maybe millions. Welcome, Tania. And because they're coming up together, it's like a tag team kind of thing. I'll read Columpa's introduction too. Columpa, like her sister Tania, is from her Tsleil-Wuatuth and Nlaka'pumax families. Born and raised in the urbanized portions of our territory, now known as Vancouver, BC. She is a lifelong learner, practitioner, and researcher of Salish oral transmission, as well as a professional theater practitioner for over 36 years. She's a playwright, performer, director, and photographer. Columpa is the founding artistic director of Aboriginal Arts, Canada's largest and most extensive empowerment through the arts theater training program for Indigenous youth, aged 10 to 29. From 2002 to 2013, students exceeded 600 strong annually. That's quite a program. She is also the founding artistic executive director of the Urban Indigenous Theatre Company, an incorporated theatre company created to hand over to the young adults who graduated from the Aboriginal Arts program. Although her late mother and Maracle taught Columpa and her sibling to write at a very young age, Hope Matters is Columpa's first book of poetry. Hope Matters is the culmination of a 25-year-long dream shared with her sister and mother. Welcome to the two sisters, Tania and Columpa.
Good evening, relatives. We're happy to be here, and we would like to recognize we're guests in this territory, much like many people here. Like our friend here said, we're from the mainland, and it's an honor to be back here in Esquimalt and Sanghees land and water, and we share in gratitude for being here on this land. Yeah. One of the other things I wanted to mention is that we've been writing since we were really small, and I just realized in the last 2 weeks, maybe it's 3 weeks now. Time goes when you're my age, but in the last 3 weeks, I found out from my sister, and I didn't realize that we've been writing before we went to public school, and for me, that was really helpful, because then I don't feel like what the words that we use and being more oratorical than a lot of people my age doesn't feel
like it's just been inherited through my mother. It's actually because she taught us when we were really small.
And thank you to all the poets who read tonight. Oh my gosh, what a treat to not only get to read, but to listen to such beautiful poetry.
Oh,
Yes.
all of you. Yeah, that's a huge thing. We used to go to the Vancouver Writers Festival as really young teens, and it was really kind of hard to listen to. But the poets here, like the last second event that we've had today, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I don't know if Victoria, the water is special here, but I wanted to start with a poem. I kind of switched my goodies from the last read that I did to another one because I was listening to a young gentleman here, a student, and I'm just going to read one of the poems because he really liked it and it's mine. And yeah, I can gloat for a little while. This poem, a lot of these poems we wrote, I wrote through my BA. You know, my mom said, because I didn't like writing essays, she said, well, just have another window up with, you know, a blank page and you can do your poetry on that. I was like, oh, so I could write my essays and write poetry at the same time. She goes, yeah, you're allowed to do that. So some of my poetry comes out of that. I intend for you to hear me. I have to take these glasses off. These are my driving glasses. I intend for you to hear me in the deep well of pain, to feel the sound of my voice. I intend for you to hear me for all time, on my walks, at my work. I intend for you to recall the pain you caused, in an effort to make you see me for who I am, was. I am different now, changed, in a way that you will never find profound. Here I am standing, calling out your name, giving you my last stance, seeing my children for forever generations growing, not from your blood, but from a later blood, their hair bouncing the way mine did when you picked me up to be your porcelain doll. The adulthood expanded child eyes, expanded eyes now, no more anger at your superficial delight. I see and forever will hold onto this place that locates me in a central pool, sun meeting me, raised on West Coast sand, knowing waters deep, feeling sound and cold, hearing mothers sing. On Vancouver's east side, watch my friends grow, fight, and die, or never recover from wrath of people like you. People not caring if teens fought each other to death, just not here, over there, away from the building, they would say. They didn't have to watch the blood pour from my sister's face, her standing over her long, beautiful hair, doctors putting just enough stitches to hold her face together, to hide the flesh beneath. No mother, no father to intercede. Men cheered the boxer, another woman, my boyfriend clapping loud. I was one of them standing there, locked in fear. Never again. This is a poem. The show must go wrong. Who's that up on the road? Ahead? That's a Ray Bobbism. This is a poem by Maracle called The Beginning of the World. Long, long ago, before anything was, save for only the heavens, from the seat of a golden throne, sun god looked out on moon goddess and found her beautiful. Hour after hour with hopeless love, he watched the spot where at evening she would sometimes come out to wander through her silver garden in the cool of the dusk. Far he sent his gaze across the heavens until the time came, one day, when she returned his look of love.
turning eyes of wistful longing towards her distant lover. Their thoughts of love, longing, found each other. They met halfway, mingled, hung suspended in space. Thus, the beginning of the world.
This is another one of my mom's poems. When we chose these a few weeks ago, I think we were missing our mom. My mom was raised alongside my we called him Pappy, but his real name's not Pappy. His name's Chief Dan George, so he was my great grandpa. She grew up with his mother until she was 8. So she was able to watch 60 to 80-year-old men talking and sharing stories while they were doing dugout canoes on the North Shore. So Ta'a is the poem, which means grandmother. Ta'a, they're coming closer. Ta'a's eyes squint depth into her 100 years. She watches Mama's magic box. Dogs, guns, and white men kill black men, women, and children. The noise holds us still. I stare at Ta'a's eyes. Her eyes watch, unafraid of seeing. Now the people being shot look like us. We haven't much time. Ta'a, Panzos, Chile, Chiapas, Palestine, downtown East Side. We are disappearing. Ta'a, they're coming closer. Some of these aren't happy poems.
Okay. It goes from that page to page 6. This is also a poem by Maracle. It's called Genocide. On June 23, 1990, Elijah whispered no, killing an accord for 18 days. We rejoiced. Until the guns went off at Oka, we really thought we could just say no.
Just an aside note, I was on an Oka run from Penticton, British Columbia, with the people of Penticton, as my mom was sitting in front of the barricades in Oka.
The run she was on was called the Okanagan to Oka Run for Peace. And it was not a peaceful time on the run. We were very worried about her. This is called Blind Justice, and this is one of my mom's favorites. Or no, wait. This is one of the favorites of mine that my mother wrote, our mother. Okay. This is our mother's favorite song. Tsleil-Wuatuth, Chetus, Sanak. The mountains rise behind my ancestors and disappear in the sail of them, orchestrated by a department that seeks their vanquishment. $25 becomes millions in the blink of an eye. $25 becomes hunger in the next blink, becomes inadequate in the next blink, becomes the murder of cedar, sea vegetables, osk, whale, and sockeye. As I struggle to mature without food, I am sorry too, Mr. Harper. Sustained violence. We could have recovered from smallpox. We had shwai. We had medicine. We had healing songs and dances, but they were banned. Violation. We could have recovered. We had Christian friends, but they too were banned. Banned from speaking, organizing for land rights, fishing rights, the right to sing and dance, the right to raise our children, right to educate them.
We could have included you in ceremony of facing ourselves, recovering ourselves, transforming ourselves, but our ceremonies were banned. Still, I am not tragic. Not even in my addicted moments, a needle hanging from the vein of my creased arm, I was not tragic. Even as I jump from a boat in a vain attempt to join my ancestors, I am not tragic. Even in my disconnection from song, from dance, I am not tragic. Even in seeing you as privileged, as an occupier of my homeland in my homeless state, even as men abduct us as we hitchhike along these new highways to disappear along this long colonial road, I refuse to be tragic. My body has always understood justice. Everyone eats, and so we include you. There is no word for exclusion, so your whiteness is no threat. We have lived for 14,000 years on this coastline. This is not the first massive death we endured. We girded up our loins, rebuilt, recovered. We are builders, we are singers, we are dancers, we are speakers, and we are still singing. We are dancing again. We are speaking in poetry, in story, and on film. In the millennia we have lived, there are constants. The tide will retreat and it will return. The fishes that are threatened will return. The people who died are returning. The plants, the trees, the animal world will recover. It may take another tsunami that nearly kills us all. It may take earthquakes and storms, but the earth, waters, plants, and animals will recover. I am a witness. I am inspired by the earth's response to desecration. A tsunami cleanses the earth. A hurricane rearranges rivers. An earthquake is an objection. And we will all have to face ourselves, face our sense of justice to include all life. We will need to nourish our imagination to include a new equality and summon our souls, hearts, and minds to a justice that includes all life.
I think that noise was. I'm so sorry.
That's my mom's favorite song that she always tried to make me sing all the time. Every event I went to. We need to plug something in.
Technical glitch.
Show must go on. I shouldn't have said that.
I don't want our Zoom people to lose you guys.
It's said.
There we go.
There we go. Thanks, Chloe.
There's no sorry in poetry.
We can stop the poetry, but not the song. This one, yeah. So, what was I saying? I was saying something. This
favorite song.
Oh yeah, so that was her favorite song, and she every event that I happened to go to because I wanted to see my mom read, she'd call me out of the crowd to sing, and I'd be like, I think by the 5th time, which was like the time before I actually went, okay, every time she's gonna call me out. But before that, I just couldn't get it in my head. Okay, she's gonna call you out. She's gonna call you out. This is my sister's poem, and of course it's about when we are young, which we are not anymore. We're still middle-aged. Well, middle-aged. I guess I was trying to call myself old, and my daughter was like, "You're not old. Grandma's old." I'm not 18. I am not 18, not innocent, not guilty. I wait for time to disremember the agony of my segregation, From yesterday and tomorrow, I fear that I am running down a young and unattainable hope, sorry. I am weak and weary of this empty, lonesome chase. I am not 18. My fragility hoards experience. This new and gentle moment quickens my anticipation of dreaming of a truthful bridge. I am not 18. My hope is not boundless. Yet I found the small and precious instant in the stellar recesses of my heart to reach out, to find freedom from my isolations. I am not 18, not supple in my resilience. The mirror screams me this. The elasticity of my spirit wanes, the courage of my youth threatens to retreat into a chasm of ripened doubt. I am not 18, I've since tripled the years and crippled the score with unrequited acts of courage. Still, this need to move, trust, insists on stabbing me back into the enigmatic throes of life just one more time, cutting through the mire to find the raw, timorous me. I am not 18. I have no time for youthful disquiet, so I will fall asleep inside this thunderous, whispering plea. And for a moment longer, I will close my eyes to the terror of knowing that even insurmountable love sometimes is not enough to keep this bleeding hope from dying. That one gets me.
The feelers.
We grew up on the downtown east side through our teenage years, so there wasn't so much crazy drugs like there is now, but there was a lot of fighting, and that brings me back. This one is my mom's again. This is my favorite one of hers. Hers is Blind Justice. Mine is Justice as an Ember. My mom, one thing she always had for me, even through all my years of school and being single parent, is hope. And so her words were always something that I tried to keep in my head when I was in school. Justice is an ember. Justice is an ember burning slow and easy, a fire filled with hope, hope for our humanity. We stand in the center of a sphere, earth beneath, sky world above, humans all around us. Our fire seeks relations with all beings. Justice calls us to burn brightly together. Justice is a song sounding our love for humanity, for life, for freedom. Let our songs ring out. Let our fire burn. Let our humanity sing songs of hope. I cradle this ember, call you to receive it, hold it up to the sky, and bind myself to you. The next one I have to read is my sister's again, and this one is for my great uncle Len, who didn't pass too long ago, just for my mom. And he was really close to my mom's age. And she talked a lot about him and we were in Toronto too. So when he passed, it was huge for us. CM means respected teacher. CM, from within the fog of our broken hearts, we rise to the occasion to sing our tears, spirit thoughts, and through our hurting, love, the birthing, star bright spirit light rising from your fading earth image. CM, we rise to the occasion to meet our most vulnerable selves and grieve, love, and celebrate. Your footsteps here with us. Siam, we navigate through the mist of sky tears and earthly sorrow to hold up your new canoe, to celebrate your good works done here and the spirit journey before you. Siam, we rise to the occasion to paddle onward, holding fast with the darkest oceanic depths of your wisdom and the sunlight of your love laughter to strengthen us. We commit to carrying your legacy forward into our new tomorrow without you for the first time. Siam, the last song is quiet now, our breath strong and steady. We have walked with you as far as earthly steps could take us. The ancestors wait patiently to guide your journey from here. Siam, in the clearing sky, under the warm witnessing of sun, we rise to the occasion now. To hurt courageously, we rise to the occasion now. To love selflessly, we rise to the occasion now. To bolster our broken hearts against the coming tides of our grief and let you go home. Sorry. I'm mixing everything up. Let's see.
To show us what?
Oh yeah, it goes this way. Okay, I was going the wrong way. She's a lefty and I'm a righty. Okay, this. Okay. Okay. This is another one of my moms. I don't know if you remember, but back in the 1900s sometime, probably 1980s, there was an active thing for women called Take Back the Night that was here in Vancouver and in Toronto also. She wrote this one in Toronto. Night she comes, sometimes bruised and sorry, hobbled by nightmares and unable to carry me to my imagined dreamscape of dark. Dark is the journey to star dreams. Dark is the pathway to origin, the womb's entrance to creation. Creation, imagined self, spirit to spirit connection to dark, to origin, to ourselves. Reconceived for the yellow light of day. Outside night's magic scape looms cold diamond hard clarity, a velvet blanket nurturing. Night she comes sometimes breathless, trailing sacred conception, winded, she wraps herself around us. Offended by our blind response, night is a weapon, stealing soft innocence. We cannot dream night. A stolen touch, a plundered womb, cannot craft creation, cannot see the world, cannot appreciate day. Dreamless nightmares abound, float on the surface of violated skin. Violated night becomes the enemy. Seize the night, this moon softened space, reclaim the space and conceive of dreams. Restore night's place, our breath, our dreams, our foreverness. Rests on our oneness with night. We're all West Coast babies here, so I'm going to read a poem by our mom called Ocean Poem. The white caps are riled, curling and heaving cold. Winter rolls underneath, hauling us into its polar vortex. My legs struggle through snow. Snow water skimmed from the ocean. Frozen and plaguing, my old bones slip sliding, staggering, shivering. I know where this cold originates. The white caps of the sea
looking innocent and demure. They brought this deep freeze. Faithful to its duty, the ocean changes tides, changes weather, chills my bones, but my bones can't help but being faithful to the sea.
Nice.
And this will be our last poem of the evening. And Lee kind of insisted that this be not only the title of the book, but the title poem. And honestly, I didn't even, I don't know, I didn't think it was a poem. I said, okay. This is called Hope Matters. Hope lives inside the artist, instrument, brush, voice, pen, sculpture, body. Hope breathes life into those shadowy crevices where doubt waits to feast on our weakened and dimmed inner light. Hope gives us strength to trudge through the muck and the mire to find solid ground. Hope is the home of curiosity, imagination, intelligence, and compassion. Artists are an empathic link between hope and the outside world. Hope frees, hope relieves, hope moves us. Artists move people from inspiration to action and direct hope toward a new reality that can be shared by everyone. In the end, hope matters.